I think in particular when it came to having children, I was not a person who had spent any time babysitting or even noticing children. I had no idea what it would be like. And I had a friend who said, look, you should just change one diaper before your baby's born. And so I think I changed one diaper. And so it was quite a shock. And it was clearly the most wonderful thing that I could have done. And I figured out a way to do it, and you will figure out a way to do that or anything else that you need to do. And I've included some of those things in the video for you to see. One of the things I'd like to show you is how to handle a little baby. And this little baby is about 2 months old. Even a newborn baby is easy for you to pick up with one hand and hold. This child's a little bit larger, but let me just show you, even with a tiny newborn, if you reach to the side and hold it under its arm, hello, and then turn the child. As you turn, its head can fall forward. If this was a newborn, the little head would be falling all the way forward, and that would be just fine. And then you hold the baby against your body, and you can go like this and let it lean against your body. And one thing is just that you're using the rest of your body a lot to hold a child. And another thing to remember is that it's very easy, if you want to hold the baby on your lap. Yeah, we're going to hold you this way. Yeah. And when we do it like this, then your hand is free and you can do other things. Yeah. Does that feel good? Yeah. And so with your knees, you can rock the baby and can hold it. Now let's try that again. If the baby's lying down and we reach, really I'm just taking my hand around the rib cage. So my fingers go around the back, turn the baby sideways, and even a newborn can be held like this with its head sideways, and the head will not flop back. It will just hold to the side. I have my finger underneath the head. This baby's a little bigger and the head wouldn't, it's holding up its head pretty well anyway. And then we go upright like this. And a lot of the time, holding a baby, you'll find that you want to hold it like this against your body. And surprisingly, you can walk up to a door when you're holding a baby like this, and when you go lean down to the knob, you can hold the baby against your body and also open the knob of a door. So, you have to do it slowly and carefully. Okay. Often you are in a situation where you have to improvise. You're at someone's house, they don't have any equipment for a baby, and so you might end up changing the diaper on a soft place like a carpet or a bed. So this is just an example of what you would do then. As you can see, I'm just sitting here without a chair or anything, but when I'm holding a baby, I often find that my arm can get tired. A person with two arms, I've thought about this, is supporting the arm that's carrying the baby with their other arm. Or they might be alternating arms, and you can't do that. So you need to remember not to fatigue your arm. So often when you're holding a baby standing in a line, you might find if you can rest the weight of the baby on a countertop, or if you're standing somewhere, if you kneel like this and rest the weight of the baby on your leg, that will relieve your arm a little if you're really doing some weighting. So, if we're in a house where there wasn't any baby equipment, no change table, we might end up just changing on the carpet. Yeah, and that will work too. Yeah, so let's see how that works. Let's see how that works. Okay, pull these little feet out. And let's pull all of this business up out of the way. Okay, yeah. We're going to go ahead and change the diaper this time. Yeah. Let's go ahead and pull off these little pants and unsnap the snaps. Here we go. Now, those are hard snaps, aren't they? There you go. Okay. Let's get all of that stuff out of the way. And here's our bag. There we go. Now, I'm going to flatten this diaper and put it beside. And now let's get rid of the dirty diaper. Yeah, let's get rid of it. close those tabs and close them up. Now, we're going to get rid of the diaper. Yeah. We're going to fold the top part of the diaper down to cover the mess or the wet part, and then we're going to lift that diaper up. If there's a mess, we'll be lifting it up like that and wiping it away. Yep. And then we roll it up and close it with the tab, and that's ready to pitch. Okay. Now we've got the clean diaper, and I'm going to put it right there under your bottom and pick up those little ankles and lift you up and scoot. And now you're on the diaper. Yeah. Now you're on the diaper. Now we're ready. Oh, this is a big one, isn't it? I think I got the wrong diaper here. I think I got a big diaper. There you go. Let's do the tab on the other side. Here we go. Yep. Now it's tight. Okay. Now we're going to pull this stuff back over. And we're going to snap those snaps. Get those two pieces together. That's a little bit complicated, isn't it?
Is that the right diaper?
That's a big diaper. That was a big size, wasn't it? But you'll take care of it. You can probably fill it up, can't you? Okay. Here we go. We've got to get those snaps snapped. Now, put on the pants. Where's that little foot? Where's that little foot? Oh, there it comes. There comes your foot. That's your foot. Where's the other foot? Gotta find it. Gotta put it in there. Where is that little foot? What do you think? What do you think? Have we lost it? Have we lost it? Let's push it on through. Yeah, it's gonna come out. Here it comes. What do you think? What do you think? You're just about done. Now, let's get that under your bum. There you go. There you go. Okay. Okay. Whoops. Here we go. Yeah. We're done. We're done. We just got to zip you up. Okay. You see what I'm doing there? I do this. I'm holding the fabric between my fingers like this and pulling the zipper up with my thumb, and that's it. We're finished. Here we go. Here we go. Look at me. I did it. Okay. Okay. So, the other thing you can sometimes do, let's go down again here on my lap, because this is the way I can reach around and do other things while I'm holding my child. So once I have the child on my lap, let's try another posture here. Another thing we can do is to lie on the lap sideways. This is obvious, and you see other people doing it. It's just that for you it's much more important, because this way you have your hand free. So maybe you need to reach up and get something out of the diaper bag. Let's say you need to get a bottle. And let's think about this. If you want to lift up your baby, bottle feeding is not only less healthy for your baby, but it's more complicated to try to do with one arm, because you've got to hold the bottle and the baby. Whereas when you're nursing, you can just hold the baby next to your body and you've got the bottle taken care of. So it's a little bit different when you want to pick up the baby and feed a bottle. And but if you need to do that, let's see what we would do. You might want to do it this way, and then reach like this, and then lean back. How about it? Would you like a little drink? Yeah. There we go. There we go. Okay. And that works okay too. What do you think? That's a lot coming out, isn't it? Okay, now often you can just do things, you end up using your legs a little bit more. There you go. Okay. The other thing to remember is that sometimes if you want to go like this and have the baby on your shoulder, just remember that doing it this way gives you some freedom to open a door with your hand. If you're sitting on your sofa and the phone rings, you have a phone that you're reaching for, just remember it's not a big complicated thing. You can always put the baby down. At the very least, you can put the baby on your lap if the phone is nearby. If the phone is not nearby and you need to run for it, always remember that it is utterly safe to just put your baby down on the floor. And that's what you can do. If anything comes up and you have to suddenly be out of there. Other people can jump up and answer the phone while they're holding their baby. That's a complicated thing to do. So the thing to remember is that you can always just put the baby on the floor while you go and do what you need to. Now, just in case your baby is not as peaceful and cooperative as this little girl, if you've got one that's fussy and crying and needs a lot of rocking, that's the way I spent a number of years with my boys when they were little. And surprised me to notice that I could sit on a rocker with a child that needed to have its back padded, and I could put the child up, and what I found is that instinctively when I rocked back, I could pat on the back, and when I rocked forward, I could hold underneath the bottom. And so I found that it really was no problem at all to have the child like this and to rock when I went back, to pat, and when I leaned forward, to hold underneath. So I sort of switched back and forth on doing those just to keep the baby in the right position next to my body, and it always worked just fine. Someone who has two arms is going to have one arm underneath like this, and with the other hand they'll be patting their baby's back. And somehow you can do both. It just works out when you rock back and forth. So just to show you that when you're nursing a baby, you'll have a place in your house that is just a comfortable chair that you like to go to. Or maybe upstairs next to the crib you'll have a comfortable chair so you can nurse during the night. And whenever you walk into a room with your baby, you'll be looking first thing for a chair with arms, or at least the end of a sofa that has an arm on the side where you need support. So the way it works is you have your baby lying right there. Yeah, and then it works out. And you might want to lean the baby sideways like that for nursing, and that works out just fine. Yeah, and this way you have your hand free, because you want to be able to pat your baby and you want to be able to talk to them, and you need to be able to fix your clothing for nursing. So it all works out. If you're in an emergency situation where you can't find any kind of support, as I showed you before, the idea of crossing your leg and having your child resting on your knee, inside knee, is one thing that works. And the other thing that can work sometimes is to put your diaper bag there. What do you think? You don't like that. That didn't work so well. What do you think? Let's try something else, shall we? Yeah. Let's just rock this way. Okay. Well, this is another method that works, especially for a little one that would like to see what's going on. It's really nice to hold them against your body this way, facing out. And the other obvious trick for a parent with one arm is to get one of those little baby carriers that you strap onto your body, and be sure to get one that allows you to put your baby in facing out, where they can be entertained by everything around them just like you are, and can watch while you do things. And this can just be a godsend to walk around your house wearing your little one on the front facing out, and you can do whatever you need to do and your hand is free. Putting your child into one of those child carriers, you might find it helpful to put the child carrier on and then lean over and lift your baby and slide your baby in that way. So there are different ways to experiment with it, but that's the way that I've found it works. If your child has fallen asleep while you have your child on the front in this little baby carrier, one of the easiest things to do is to lean over the sofa or the bed and ease your child out of the baby carrier while you're leaning over the bed, like that, so that you don't wake them. And sometimes you can get by with that and put them on the bed. Okay. But sometimes when you don't have that cushion on the left, You might just have a soft diaper bag and you put it there. You will always be able to figure out something to prop up on the left side or the right side, whatever you need. Okay. One thing to remember, especially with a newborn, is that wrapping them up closely can really help them feel secure. So if we lay the baby down, going down sideways, and then gently to the back with our fingers behind her head, yeah, and then we're going to wrap her up in the blanket. So when we wrap like this and tuck it and wrap like this, yeah, with a little newborn, you're wrapping their arms in, then they feel pretty secure. You're a little bit bigger than a newborn. Yeah. So when we wrap like this and pick them up, it's kind of like a little package. And that's easier for you to handle, and it can make them feel secure too. What I wanted to show you is that if you're picking up a child, and ordinarily a little child might come up to you and raise both its arms to be picked up, because ordinarily with two hands you would reach down and pick up the child under its arms. And obviously with one hand you're not going to do that, but what you would do with one hand, can I pick you up, is to turn the child like that. And that works just as well. So that you'll find if it's your child, the child is so used to having you pick him up or pick her up that way, your child will come running up to you, and this is what my little boys did. They would come running up to me and turn around right in front of me so that I could reach down and pick them up that way. Should we show people how that would work if you were standing up? Yep. If you're standing up, I'm going to reach like this and pick you up. It works just fine. So you don't pick the child up with the child facing you. You just turn them around, and then you can reach like that and pick them up, and it works just fine. Yeah.